can't have most of your police force declaring war in poor communities, because that's not keeping people safe. That's not building trust. My goal had been to get law enforcement to change enough to stop warrior policing as its initial default. You have got to have translators, catalysts, bridge people. And they are the people who can bring a coalition together, keep it focused, and drive it in a strategic initiative to achieve outcomes like safer kids. You cannot do these kinds of coalitions that are aimed at achieving a strategic public policy goal without trust. Trust amongst the groups, and we don't trust one another, but you had to create enough trust to be able to carry out the mission. We got enough of an ethos of mission-oriented action that we could keep the group together. And when you're together, the politicians can't tell you no. Our real secret was winning over law enforcement. The power analysis in LA is that LAPD is the power in this region. Politicians are afraid of the cops, and we persuaded and influenced law enforcement to make our case. And that is what forced the politicians' hands, because I can tell you, they were not going to pool the resources, they were not going to carry out the wraparound, comprehensive public health strategy that we were trying to change.
In the past 10 years or so, the emphasis has only been on law enforcement and has only been on more of a reactionary space. And we can no longer think of issues of violence and violent extremism from a prism of military and law enforcement only. We don't have control over international policies. What we have control over is how we respond locally. How do we approach this from a public health perspective in a way that understanding that building healthy communities is the building block that creates resilience, but also minimize the risks of violence in general and violent extremism in particular.
One of the things that helped our first responders be so effective was the fact that a lot of them had worked together. They have this relationship where everybody worked together. It helped them be effective. We try to go to the communities, but I think we need to work towards the individual level and work with some of the schools to make sure that we try to get down to the younger generation and the individuals, but working with the schools and the different social services groups we think would be beneficial.